Part 1, Tales of a Distant Past. The end. And the achievement, Before the Fall. A Requiem for Innocence, Interlude. Oh, we have an interlude. Okay. We're 15 minutes in. No! Not another novel mode, no! You see, we have a bad experience in the novel mode in Fata Morgana. Do we just keep going? I guess. So not a sorrow in the world. You're in the mood for something juicy, you say? I hate to break it to you, chum, but I ain't made of dough. I like a nice slab of meat as much as the next bloke, but I'm barely making do as is. Who's this? We all are, in case you can't notice. This is either Gradian or just some unimportant character. What, you're not hungry? Just want a juicy story to go with your drink? Why don't you just say that to begin with? Give me a sec. Think I got one you'll like. A few months back, me and a bunch of other blokes went out on a raid. It's a puny little village. They didn't do much trade, just living off what they could grow, so no one figured to make out with much. Is this one of the people that raided the brothel? Grab a little grub, blow some of the girls. Like, plow? Plow. Like, they helped the girls farm, right? That's what they're implying with that? Yeah. This is the best anyone was hoping for. Business as usual, we killed the guys, had some fun with the girls, and then killed them too. Nothing too interesting, nothing real exciting up to that point. I think this person's not a good person. Well, that changed when I busted into this one house. There's a man, a woman, and a little girl, maybe 5 years old. No siblings, just the girl. No small family for a village like that. Dad comes at me to protect the girl, then Ma tries to block me away. No surprise here, killed them both. Couple of unarmed farmers, easy as snapping a baby's neck. That left the kid. It wasn't like she could do nothing, so I didn't have to kill her. But you know how the stupid things get, crying like it's the end of the bloody world. So I figured, I'll run her through before she starts howling on me, right? But get this. The kid smiled at me and said, "Oh, is this Jiran?" It's Jiran. Not a sorry. I get it. I'm clever. I'm quick. I'm smart. Where you from, mister? Couldn't believe me ears. Girl, your parents were just killed by me. I'm coming to kill you next. How the heck are you smiling? And how the heck are the first words out of your... Are those the first words out of your tiny little mouth? Creeped me out, truth be told. So much I lost all interest in killing her. So I dug around for anything worth taking and then went on my way. Isn't this basically what happened with the Morgana and Yukimasa? This dang kid, I tried to leave and guess what? She freaking follows me. Doesn't want revenge or nothing, just smiling like a fool. I'm a patient bloke, but this was beyond the pale. I yelled at the stupid thing. Why the heck are you following me? Go away. She gives me this confused look and says, I'm bored. Everyone else stopped moving, so I have nothing else to do. Are you still moving, mister? Your dang head was spinning. She's maybe 5, yeah? Can understand her being a little stupid. She should have known right from wrong enough to be scared of me. You'd have to be out of your mind to come trying to... Wait, I just realized. We're getting an extra scene with Jiran. Are they gonna make me like Jiran? Like, appreciate her as a character? Because right now, she kind of just existed for me, honestly. You better do good, Fata Morgana. I'll believe in you. You do your best, you hear? You'd have to be out of your mind to come trotting after the guy who just offed your parents. Pretty sure that's exactly what her problem was. She wasn't right in the head. Tried to get her to go away, but she wasn't hearing it. The other guy started talking. Maybe we should just neck her, right? And one guy says with a big smile, let's say we take bets on what it would take to make the kitty cry. So we did just that. Started placing bets. Give her a good yell and she'll cry. Knock her around some, that'll do it. So you can yank out a tooth or two. Rip off her nails one by one. And finally, plow her till she breaks. We ran around and did everything we could think of, our absolute worst. Not like we ever pretended to be good people. But then every day you see a bunch of grown men taking turns knocking the heck out of a 5-year-old girl. And heck, that by itself is a good drinking story if I've ever heard one. No, I wouldn't call it that in the slightest, but you do you. But it keeps going. She never cried. No matter what we did. Not at once. So, moral question here is what's from Jiran's perspective, or from a neutral perspective, is what happened to Jiran worse, better or neutral compared to if that happened to someone who like could feel negative emotions. Like it could be worse because like she doesn't know what's going on. Could be better because like to her it's just all fun and games, or it could be the same because the same thing's happening. It's moral conjury. Conjury? Is that conjury? Is that the right word? Conjury. That's a word, right? Conjury. Like you think hard about something. Conjury. I have no idea how to spell it. It's a word. Look it up. I think I'm like a syllable off of the real word. Maybe. I don't know. She never cried, no matter what we did. Not a once. She would groan and twist her face when we hit her, so she did feel pain. But even that was only for a second. Oh, so she feels pain. Okay. After that, she'd be back to smiling like an idiot. Well, obviously, okay. But, tell you the truth, she seriously creeped me the frick out, pardon my French. Wanted to just end it there and forget all about her. The rest of the guys, they took a liking to her. Wanted to bring her back with us. I tried to talk him out of it, but one guy says, what's the big deal? And like we're adopting her, we'll just have some fun, and when we get bored, she's gone. It's pretty dang hard to argue against that. If I kept fighting it, I looked like I was trying to be the good guy or something. So now we got this kid in the crew. First month or so she's with us, everyone's treating her like their plaything. But after a little bit, it starts to change. Start being kind of nice to her, giving her extra food, letting her join in on conversations, that kind of thing. She still kicked me out, sure, but she never stopped smiling. She wasn't ugly or nothing. Could be kind of cute even. When she started talking with the rest of us, I realized something. None of us knew the dang kid's name, so I asked her, and get this. She says, I'm me. Dead freaking serious. Now, like I've been saying, the girl always never made much sense. But this was on another level. So I press her. No, what's your name? She just tilts her head and says it's the same thing. I'm me. So you're saying your name is me? I ask, and she gives me this big fat grin and nods her head. Who the heck names their kid me? My parents seem to like you're reasonable enough, folks. At least cared enough to try to protect her from me. They just run out of ideas trying to come up with a name for her, or what? So I'm thinking to myself, see there's something sewn into the bottom of her shirt. Looked like writing, but I can't read for stoof. So I call over to the only educated guy in the crew and have him look at it. Turns out, it was a name. Jurion. Your name ain't me, it's Jurion, I say. And she lights up like a frickin' village we just got through with. Really? My name's Jurion? I never knew. I let the biggest sigh of my life and say to her, you're the dumbest broad I've ever known. About a month after we picked the girl up, we had a bit of trouble. I want to say this is a lot more gripping than the flashbacks. 5 minutes, like, no, but 8 minutes or so. And I'm loving it. I remember Higurashi, like when they cry, like it's a well, it came out before Yomi Neko, same author. At the end of every chapter, there's tips. Some of them are like extra, like there's scenes. Some of them are like lore, I guess. Like lore's not the right, but it gets the thing across, the meaning across. For some reason, this reminds me of one of my favorite scenes from Higurashi. It's basically a diary of a character's mom, and she recounts strange things that happen, and it's hard to get into it without spoilers. It's in episode 4 if you've read Higurashi and you don't know what I'm talking about. It's for some reason that just really stood out to me. I really like that tip. It was like at least half an hour long, so most of those tips are only like 5 minutes long, so that's why it kind of stands out, I guess. Anyway, rambling. About a month after we picked the girl up, we had a bit of trouble. It's this chubby look by the name of Marcos. He starts getting this thing for her, yeah? And when he get on a guy, when he gets his rocks off, what, a 5-year-old girl? That just ain't right. Marcos was kind of slow in the head, always at the back of the pack, mostly useless when we went out on jobs. Only reason we kept him around was because he made a good pack mule. It's as annoying as all heck besides. Always saluting saying, aye, like he thought we were a bunch of pirates or something. And he called everyone boss, because apparently that was the only form of respect he knew. Day after day, he said, aye, boss, and I'm on it, boss, and let me massage your back, boss, was enough to drive a man mad. Because he was the first one to talk to her, Jerome started imitating him. So now we got 2 buffoons running around talking like that. Obnoxious as it was, though, end of the day, that's all it was. But that changed when Marco started getting real fond of the girl. Every little thing we did, he'd go around telling us to be nicer to her, yeah? Wait, hold on. So, I don't want to get on the guy about when he gets his rocks off, but didn't they like rape her presumably multiple times? Like, are you judgmental now? Like after torturing and raping her? Like, yeah. Yeah, okay, sure. But that changed when Marco started getting real fond of the girl. Every little thing we did, he'd go around telling us to be nicer to her, yeah? But as far as we saw, compared to when we first took her in, we were treating her pretty dang well. Of course, that's all relative. A proper slave probably still got less heck from their master than we gave the girl. But remember, we only brought her along so we could have fun. We never intended to make her part of the crew. But Marcos wasn't having any of it. Son of a gun actually snapped at us. You'll pay if you don't stop right now, boss. Idiot wanted to fight, so we gave him a fight. The whole lot of us beat the ever-loving heck out of him. Stomped his face in so bad he couldn't even recognize the poor guy anymore. But that wasn't enough for him. His face was a big bloody mess, Marco said. Won't let you lay another finger on Jiron, boss. To tell you the truth, I didn't think he had the sack. Then Jiron comes trotting in. Seems sure the ruck is and wanted to see what was up. Marco's eyes went wide and he yelled, "Stay back!" The girl, she just stood there, same old stupid smile on her face. Seeing her coming, one of the guys smirks. Flops his... Is that allowed? Yeah. Flops his butt down on Marcos' back and holds a knife up against his neck and says, "Hey, Jiron, you like Marcos?" With a big grin, she answers, "Aye, boss." Through those swollen, bruised up mess his face was, you just barely make out Marcos smiling. Next, the guy on his back says, "Then won't it make you sad if we roughed him up a bit more?" What do you mean, rough him up? Cut off his fingers, scoop out of his eyes, you know, have a little fun. Fun is fun. Why would that make me sad? You hear that? I ain't making this up. The girl's still standing there smiling. And Marcos, he goes pale as a ghost. And he did it. He cut off his fingers. Jiron's still smiling. He gouged out his eyes. Still smiling. And finally, he slit Marcos' throat. Even as the blood sprayed right into her face, she never once stopped smiling. Just before he kicked off, Marcos looks like he was thrown into the deepest, darkest pit of despair. Seeing the hope drained from God knows how many men's eyes, but that was on a whole nother level. As you can imagine, I wasn't the only one Jiron creeped out anymore. Everyone felt the same way. Just so messed up, we all thought we might start turning into her if we kept her around any longer. So next city we land in, we sell Jiron off. And we all live happily ever after, minus one twisted little girl. What do you think? Do we see enough for you? You feel sick? Sorry about that, chum. Thought you had a stronger stomach. I do wonder what Jiron's up to these days. She's still smiling like an idiot? Or... Oh. Recollections of a vassal's wife? I don't know how long this will be. Like, do I just keep going? Or do I... We can do a long video, why not? This goes like to an hour. Why not? I don't think we've had a Requiem of Innocence. Requiem for Innocence video be over an hour long yet, so let's do it. It'll be fun. Recollections of a vassal's wife. Good day to you, sir. Thank you so much for your hard work. I also really like the choice of narrator for that. Like, just... It gave it a really strong sense of voice that I really liked. That segment wouldn't have been nearly as good if it was told just from, like, an omnipotent, like, third-person omnipotent point of view. Or whatever the word for it is. Good day to you too, sir. Thank you so much for all your hard work. Yes, that's correct. This is where our slaves were when they were stolen, as it described when I reported it. What? The number of stolen slaves I gave you doesn't match the number you heard from other sources? Ah. No, I had no intention of deceiving you. I simply assumed it wouldn't be a problem because I wasn't claiming we lost more than we did. Yes, I understand. I beg your pardon. Should have reported the number correctly. I'll do so in the future, so please, look the other way just this once. Why did I report fewer slaves were stolen? Imagine you would find that curious, yes. Why would anyone want less of their lost manpower returned to them, indeed? It's quite simple. Did not think it would be any great loss if she were to not come back. Oh no, she was a fine worker. She didn't cause any trouble either. After you beat the game and you come back, you can actually see this guy's dialogue. Get it? I'll let you guys think about that one. You want to know about the girl? That'll be of any help to your investigation, but I don't mind telling you. I warn you, it's not a terribly pleasant story, though. Well, as you wish, sir. We purchased her when she was about 5 years old, so she's been with us for quite some time. 8, maybe 9 years now. When we bought her, she was still too young to put to work. She was in good health though, always had the sweetest smile on her face, so I had a little doubt she would do as she was told. Slaves tend to be so gloomy and depressing, you know? Not that I don't understand, but unlike many, we try not to mistreat our slaves. As long as they do their work, they have nothing to worry about. The best slaves, I think, the ones who aren't so dreary as to be infectious, make us feel guilty. The girl's name was Jiran. While she was talking rather funny, she was as bright and cheerful as I had hoped. She was always smiling from ear to ear. For a while, it felt like we had a brand new member of our family. I was so taken with her, I almost considered adopting her instead of keeping her as a slave. And how did I go from wanting to take her in to not caring if she didn't come back? It's rather difficult to explain, to tell you the truth. Yes, that's right. She never caused any trouble. She never stole anything, and she never refused to work. She never cried, and she never got upset. No matter what happened, she always did her work with a smile on her face. Is sounds like the ideal slave? Yes, you would think. And I have no complaints regarding her work. Neither did my husband, or our servants. I imagine I'm the only one who would be happy to never see her again. Started thinking of the girl peculiar about 2 years after we purchased her. Right around this time, I just remembered that it's the vassal's wife, and that it's a girl talking. Well, woman talking. Same thing. Right around that time, one of our slaves attempted to run away. Yes, that's right. As I said, we never once mistreated our slaves. Other slave owners could learn a thing or two from us, I say. We tell all of our slaves when we buy them that they'll be set free as soon as they've worked enough to pay back what we paid for them. So he only had 10 years, and then he would be set free. But he chose to spit in the face of our generosity and said, and, my apologies, got off track, haven't I? The slave we ran was captured soon after. Trying to flee is one of the greatest transgressions a slave can commit against his master. As such, it was, as I'm sure you understand, necessary to punish him. How much did they pay for him? Or maybe, do you think he works 1 hour a day? Oh, he probably doesn't get paid a reasonable amount. Don't tell them that though. They'll get angry. I assure you, we never mistreat. I'm sorry, I'll continue. So as I said, he had to be punished. My husband took a length of rope and used it as a whip, I think it's called. And all the slaves watched as he lashed the one that had tried to run. It was for their own sake. The other slaves needed to see what would happen if they attempted to flee. The lashing continued for a full day. What? Didn't you get tired? Let's assume full day means 10 hours, okay? We're not talking 24 hours. We're talking from morning to night. Let's just say 10 hours. After 30 minutes, your arm's gonna get tired. Why? All the slaves present reacted differently. Some averted their eyes, some cried, some looked on trembling, but it was clear they were afraid, which meant the punishment had served its purpose. There's way more convenient ways to torture someone for a full day than just continually whipping them. I know something they used to do to slaves, if they try to escape. They'd cut their back. I think it would be with whips or through some method, and then just throw salt on it, or rub salt or something, and then that hurts. And then they just leave them tied up, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, for everyone except Jiran, that is. Yes, that's correct. She simply smiled. At first, I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me, but every time I looked over at her, I saw the same thing. As the slave being lashed screamed out in pain, Jiran didn't even flinch. She stood there, smiling. Just looking at her gave me the chills. My husband thought it curious as well, but he wasn't nearly as put off as me. She was 7 at the time and a hard worker, said there's no issue as long as she didn't cause any trouble. That completely misses the point, you know? She gave me the creeps. I wasn't comfortable with her around. But of course, my husband has the final say. I couldn't defy him. So I did my best to forget that day. I couldn't get the girl out of my mind though, no matter how hard I tried. My gaze was drawn to Jiran. I noticed quite a bit as I observed her more carefully. Say one of the slaves hurts himself while working. You might expect another slave to ask if he's alright. To help patch up the wound. To volunteer to take on his responsibilities for the day. To show concern and compassion. But Jiran, she just smiled and go on her way. Not a word. She was hardly perfect either, as anyone though. And she would make mistakes occasionally. Everyone slips up, and we try not to make a huge fuss about it because we sincerely value our slaves and the work they... My apologies. In any case, we can't simply brush off such mistakes off, so we make sure to admonish them whenever something happens to ensure things run smoothly. But even as I scolded, Jiran's still smiling. As I'm sure you can imagine, it's hard not to feel as though you're being disrespected. So once I lost my temper and I smacked her. It was only the once, though, I swear. I'm not a violent woman. I hate raising my hand to anyone. I assure that, if nothing else, it would make her cry. But she still smiled, with half her face red and swollen. I was so perplexed I came straight out and asked her, "Why do you not cry? I just hit you. How can you keep smiling?" And she said, "Why would I cry? I'm not sad about anything." Pressing the issue further, I discovered she had evidently never felt bad for anyone in her life, including herself. Can you imagine? How terrible is that? It's not right. So I decided to teach her how she's supposed to act. I taught her that when she saw someone get hurt, she needed to show sympathy. That was when she was being reprimanded. She needed to show remorse and desire to improve. Jiran listened carefully to every word I said. Before long, she started putting my teachings into practice. At first I was relieved. Jiran was finally a regular girl. She showed concern, compassion, and regret. It was all an act. She acted sad when someone got hurt, but she turned around and was smiling again. Never lasted for more than a few moments. Emotions were but a flash. There, then gone before you realized. It wasn't normal. Wasn't human. She didn't genuinely feel sympathy. Beyond the surface, she was no different than the girl who smiled as a fellow slave was being whipped before her eyes. Jiran learned nothing. Unable to bear it anymore, went to my husband again. I told him she wasn't normal. There's something wrong with her. I implored him to do something, but my pleas fell on deaf ears. She was a good worker, he said. We couldn't ask for a better slave, he said. Oh, but he couldn't have been more wrong. He wasn't the one who had to look after her. He had no idea what she was like. How unsettling it was merely being in her presence. How deeply upsetting it was. My apologies. I'm fine now. I love the voice that this is giving. It's fantastic. As you imagine, not particularly fond of Jiran, so I was weight off my shoulders when I heard she was one of the stolen slaves. Why are you giving me that look? You think I'm the one who has the problem? You think there's nothing wrong with her, just like my husband? One look at her smile and you know I'm telling the truth. That she's not simply a little eccentric. There's more to it than that. I can't take it anymore. Is there no one who'll understand me? The other one? Recollections of a prostitute. Oh, are we with... Oh, the previous brothel she worked at, I assume. Kick back for a bit, why don't you? I'm in the mood to talk. Now, I'm not going to charge extra. I don't bill by the hour. You never thought of me as a talkative girl? Guess that just goes to show how much I've taken to you. No, I'm not trying to butter you up, I swear. I've been thinking a lot these days about the place I last worked at. It's really been getting me down. Can't think of anyone I want with me at times like this more than you. Did something happen there? Been waiting for that question. It's a bit of a long story, I hope you don't mind. There's a city about 10 days by carriage from here. You know the one, and at Lord Barnier's doorstep. The place I used to work was there, and every so often, the Lord would summon a few of the prettiest girls to come to his manor. Hardly the best looking girl around, even out here, so it's never one of the chosen. But honestly, I'm lucky for it. It's not the kind of thing you want to go mentioning in public. The Lord has some pretty, unsavory hobbies. Every girl who ever came back said, "There's no amount of money you can pay me to do that again." Word is, the Lord has a taste for torturing and killing his slaves. Not just if you screw up, though. He's in the mood and he so much as sees you, you could be dead. He's got a dungeon under his manor too, they say. And you can hear wailing coming from down there at all times of the day. The Lord enjoys all different kinds of torture. Flailing, dismemberment, boiling, the water cure. Sure, he uses others, but I've only heard bits and pieces secondhand. He only ever killed the slaves, though. The girls all came back in one piece. Oh, well, that's nice of him. On the outside, at least. Being forced to watch people get brutally murdered did a real number on most of them. Some were so broken by the experience they couldn't work anymore. So the Lord, apparently he hosts banquets at his manor every so often. But here's the kicker. He only invites nobles that are into the same sort of thing. He's not the only one. We're being governed by God knows how many twisted freaks. I don't even want to think about it. Anyway, something like 2 years ago, I think it was. A couple of girls come back looking a good 20 years older. They told us about one of these banquets. Most of the time, it's just him and his noble friends torturing slaves. But this one was different. There's a girl, maybe 10 years old, trimmed up naked on this makeshift altar. Here's where it gets crazy. Is this Morgana? The girl, who they called a saint, was covered in scars, said it all. Yes, it is. They cut her up and filled their cups with her fresh blood. But she didn't cry. She didn't even flinch. She just sat there quietly. When she did speak, it was to condemn them as blasphemers and sinners. Can you imagine? She ended up like that. She's scolding her captors, telling them God will punish them for their actions. I wouldn't have the guts. Maybe she was raised at a church or something. I'm guessing that's what got something to do with why they called her a saint. Oh yeah, the slave revolt was right around that time too. You hear about that? Haha, funny coincidence this got mentioned. Just rumors? Well, they're not just rumors, it really happened. Because of the revolt, the girls who had been there made it out in mostly decent shape. For a while afterwards, the Lord didn't send for anyone. Guessing he was too preoccupied patching up the holes in his banner, finances, to spend much time fooling around. Sort of changing topics for a sec, but about the same time, this dark-skinned girl, again you don't see too often around these parts, started working here. Name was Sharon. She was pretty. We saw the widest smile on her face. Girl-friendly. Seemed like the kind of girl who'd draw on a lot of business. And I was right. Within a couple of weeks, she'd already picked up a few regulars, and manager was going on about how happy he was with his purchase. About a month in, though, she started getting real complaints from one of her customers. He said she was being condescending with him. Brought it up with Sharon, but she said she had no idea what he was talking about, so I assumed the customer was just imagining it, or full of it. You get guys like that all the time in this business. No, don't worry, you're not one of them. The complaints kept coming in, which made me think maybe there was something going on. So I talked things out with the guys making the complaints this time, get a better picture of what the problem was. Most of them were pretty useless and vague. The common issue seemed to be her behavior didn't make sense. One guy came in after bungling a huge trade deal, hoping to find some comfort, and he spelled his guts to Jiran. But instead of trying to console him, she laughed. You can see why he wanted to be thrilled about that. When I asked Jiran about it, she gave me a confused look and said that he was telling a funny joke. There's no malice. Nothing. She genuinely didn't understand how the customer wanted her to act. Can't run a business like this without a solid customer base, so making sure everyone leaves happy is crucial to operation. Which is probably not something I should be talking about with a customer, but, well, you're special, so cut me some slack, okay? Anyway, something had to be done about Jiran. We couldn't risk some more dissatisfied customers. So I figured the best thing to do was give her some training. Here's how you should react if a client brings up such and such, and here's what you should say if they're looking depressed or upset or whatever. Had one to be reactive, had one to be proactive. Jiran was a quick study, so it wasn't long before she was putting my lessons to work. I would have been happy with just reducing the number of complaints to a more normal level, but Jiran improved so dramatically we heard nothing but praise from then on. Say a patron was looking a little blue, she'd give them a big pouty face and say, "What's the matter? You can tell me anything." "Oh no, that's terrible. I feel awful for you." "Is there anything I can do to help? Anything at all?" My voice cracked a little. Just this constant stream of comfort, almost to the point of being excessive. She had gone from bright and energetic to sweet and sympathetic as well. On the surface, anyway. Eric Condolence, she offered was completely fake. I can read. She was acting, and I knew, because that's the one who had taught her how. There was nothing wrong with that, though. We're not in the business of genuine human interaction after all, except with you, this is real. Thinking back on it now, though, I probably should have taught her what the real thing felt like, rather than just how to fake it. About a year later, the Lord started sending for girls again. We all knew he was a man. That's common knowledge. But he paid well. Everyone came back alive. So we reluctantly complied. But we were wrong. He did kill the girls this time. Well, I just got that. Oh. It takes like 5 lines for me to get a lewd statement. One came back alive and she was missing an eye and half an arm. She's in no condition to go back to work. Even just going about her daily life would be difficult. We were aghast. But things only got worse from there. The next time the Lord sent for us, we panicked. For one, no amount of money was worth what waited at the Lord's manor. And two, it was impossible to run a business if your employees kept getting killed. So we attempted to turn them away. But his messenger simply said, the Lord will not take no for an answer. We either complied, or we all got executed for treason. What little hope we had left crumbled. We were screwed either way. So we fought amongst ourselves like a pack of wild animals. I'm too ugly, you go. I have more uglies, you go. No one likes you anyway. Pure chaos. I was, of course, part of the brawl. Here's where she comes in. Jiran. Everyone's in a big mob, clawing each other's faces off. She just tilts her head and asks, "Why are you so afraid of the Lord?" Seeing that stupid, clueless look on her face, just about everyone in the room burst a vessel. "Alright, we'll send her," we said, and it was decided. Jiran smiled, not bothered in the slightest, gave us a cheery, "See you later," run off to the Lord's manor. To no one's surprise, she never came back. We figured she had been killed. A week or so later, the messenger showed up again asking for more girls. At this point, the manager was furious. demanded to speak with the Lord in person, saying if something wasn't done, the whole brothel would collapse. He put his life on the line to prevent that. Seeing him so resolute, felt a newfound respect for him. I also thought he was a complete idiot, but I still respected him. After all, there's no way the Lord would be open to negotiation. That much was obvious from everything he'd done. The manager and a few assistants set off for the Lord's manor, and about 2 weeks later he returned. Or, his head did. His assistants managed to avoid death, but they were able to tell us what happened. No one was exactly thrilled to hear more twisted tales about the Lord, but we listened anyway, and no one could have imagined what they told us. Jurian was there, with the Lord, alive and well. Not only had she not been killed, he had apparently taken quite a liking to her. The manager was surprised to see her too, but he figured it was a good chance as you'd ever get. If Jurian would speak up in his favor, the Lord might actually listen to her. So, emboldened, the manager pled with the Lord, begging him not to harm the girls. They would want to be able to send anyone else otherwise. For attempting to oppose him, the Lord ordered the manager be executed. The manager, however, entreated Jurian for help. If you have a heart, Jurian, please, tell the Lord not to take my life. I have people who need me. Without hesitation, Jurian nodded, saying, You think you could maybe let him live? It seems a bit, I don't know, disrespectful for a whore to speak to the Lord like that, but didn't get upset with her or anything. He really had taken a liking to her, apparently. Lord nodded and said, I'll offer you a choice then. Jurian, you may have whichever one of the following you prefer. Either I spare this man's life, or you can have my full attention for the rest of the day. The manager and his assistants were all baffled. How's that even a decision? How's a man's life? A man who had employed her for more than a year, no less, comparable to a little attention. They were even more baffled by Jurian's reaction. She thought about it for a second, and then blushing, she said, I want your attention, Ugu. Everyone's jaws dropped. The manager about burst into tears. He begged her to reconsider, to have pity. He asked what he had ever done to wrong her. He never did me wrong, she said. Then won't you have him spare me? I just wanted his attention more. You're willing to let me die for that? What's so scary about dying anyway? Not only did she not comprehend sorrow, she seemed to be devoid of anything resembling fear as well, which explained why she had so much trouble sympathizing with people's suffering, why she was always smiling, no matter how bad things got. Without our manager, the brothel went to hell. His son took over, and he didn't give a dang about any of the girls. All he cared about was if he had enough booze to keep himself perpetually smashed. So figuring out a better chance elsewhere, I left everything behind in Rand, leaving my future in Fate's hands. Fate was kind of me, and I managed to make it here. They come to in my dreams sometimes, though. Still see the faces of the poor girls we sent off to the gallows. Another one? Oh! Okay. I don't know how long this will be. Like, is this just a short scene with Jurian, or is this a long... Do I take the gamble? Do I take the gamble, guys? I take the gamble. We're going. What? Where am I again? Hey, Lord. Awake again, are you, whore? Who are you, sir? Huh. Some of your memories have not fully recovered. Now I'm going to remind you of how you got here, then. No, wait. It's right on the tip of my brain. Wait! I said that! I said that like 30 minutes ago! You stole that from me! Let's see. I was at the brothel, then I was invited to the Lord's place, got brought to a big city, and I was taken to the Lord's castle. The Lord called me into his room. Then he strangled me. Indeed. Your memory has returned without problem. Super duper good at remembering things. Wait. Why did you strangle me? To test my theory. Your theory? Of what? That you're mad. Mad? About what? Not that kind of mad. First of all, I never bring just one whore to my quarters. Right, you here because you piqued my personal curiosity. Me and you're having... Is that allowed? Is that allowed? I'll allow it. I'll allow that one. That one can fly by. You're having orgies in here every day? Wowzers. You got some serious stamina. When I was like... I didn't know that word until I was older than you think I would. And I thought it was just a weird way of spelling ogre. And... you know, that's not what that word means. Not being alone with one person reduces the chance of an assassination attempt. That makes sense. It's pretty tough being the Lord, huh? So what you're so curious about little old me for? The other day, you and a handful of other whores attended the torturing of a slave, if you recall. I made you all watch as he died. But you don't seem affected in the slightest. Ah. Cap, I'm so sorry. For what? I wasn't sad enough, was I? The nice farm lady and the girl at the brothel taught me how to be sad and how to be angry. But if I'm not careful, I forget. Sorry for not being sad like I was supposed to. As I said, you piqued my interest. Had you sobbed and screamed like any other whore, we wouldn't be having this conversation. What? So me not being sad wasn't bad? Then it wasn't. Huh. No one ever said that to me before. I just thought you unusual. I couldn't be certain about what you were without getting more personal. Which is why I brought you here to test that theory. You don't fear death, do you, whore? It's not just death. Never felt sad or scared about anything, ever. I didn't even know sad or scared were things people felt at all until someone told me. But now I know all about them. Now you're supposed to act when you feel them. I just don't know what they actually are. Truly fascinating. Tell me more. Huh? What do you want to know? Let's see. Tell me your whole life story. Tell me everything, as far back as you remember. Wow. No one's ever been this interested in me. Teehee. This is super nice. Alrighty then, I'll tell you everything. Don't hesitate to conk out if you get bored. And ta-da! Here I am. What do you think? As boring as I thought it'd be? Hardly. It was easily the most engrossing childhood story I've ever heard. Okay, Fata Morgana, you don't have to praise yourself for that. Like, it was a really good section. But, like, honestly, I think that the Dragon flashback might have been the best thing we've had so far. Like, it even rivals some of the better scenes in Fata Morgana. I liked it that much. Woohoo! Smiling as your parents are killed before your eyes. Hardly want to talk, or you're one thoroughly heartless girl. Still wish we could do that over. I really love my mom and dad. The nice farm lady taught me you're supposed to be sad when people you love die. That's why you want to do over? What? You're incapable of experiencing sorrow, no? Feigning it for the occasion won't change the fact you don't actually feel sad about losing them. I guess you're right. I can pretend, but I still don't know what it feels like. I don't understand why people are so afraid of death to begin with. I mean, pain isn't fun, I get that much. But if you don't let it bother you, it's not that big a deal. Plus, once you die, you get to go to heaven. So don't get what there is to be so afraid of. Not everyone goes to heaven. Oh, that's right. But still, I'm sure there are plenty of fun things to do in hell. Fascinating. You truly are twisted to your very soul. Oh, but I do sometimes feel disappointed. Do tell. Like, I sometimes wish I could eat my mom's supper again. I feel left out when everyone's talking about how weird I am. Maybe sad, it's just like an even stronger version of that. I'd call those things sad. Get the impression your entire existence is of a negative emotion is fundamentally distorted, so don't know if you can say that. I can talk. Sure on. Would you like to remain with me? What? Normally, I send horse back to where they came from when I'm done with them. But I'm offering you the chance to stay here with me. Are you asking for my hand in marriage? What do I do? What do I do? Went from whore to the Lord's wife in 3 seconds flat. Fool. Would never take a mere prostitute as a concubine. That's how you say that, right? Concubine? I've never said that out loud. Jet. I am, however, fond of you, so I'm offering you a place in my house. So you're saying you actually want me around? Even knowing what kind of person I really am? You could say that, yes. She starts blushing. Wow, no one's ever actually wanted me before. As promised, Sharon, you have my full attention for the rest of the day. Oh yeah, she just got that guy killed. Wee! Honestly, it shouldn't surprise me anymore how twisted you are. Twisted so far, in fact. You're the most sincere and honest person in the land. To a fault. He hardly even gave that man's life a second thought. The look on his face as he died was magnificent. You are a cruel girl. I didn't do anything wrong, no matter what you say. I didn't steal anything. I didn't kill anyone. Try to stay out of everyone's way as much as possible. So you actually have some concept of right and wrong. Which means you understand that I'm a wicked man? I'll start the difference, yes. Fascinating. However, simply knowing the difference is of no use. If you don't feel the repulsion, it's supposed to elicit. Knowing full well that I was acting maliciously, still you selfishly chose my affection, sentencing that man to death. That's not what I... No, I guess you're right. Guess I did let him die for my own selfish desires. Looks like I've still got a lot to learn. No, you stay exactly the way you are. As I've said before, you don't need to put up a facade on me. Don't act sad if you're not sad. Don't act angry if you're not angry. Don't feign pity for someone you don't care about. Be you. And everyone says your natural self neither disgusts nor disturbs me. In fact, I greatly prefer you that way. No matter how many slaves I kill and torture for my own entertainment, you never leave my side. You happily accept me, no matter what I do. I'd rather not lose that. Don't stand so far away. Sit down beside me. Aye. I've allowed you to stay here for a month now, and in that time, you've been a constant source of entertainment. You've expressed no desire to leave either, despite being well aware of what kind of man I am. Same goes for you, Barnier. You want me to stay even though I'm such a weirdo. The difference between you and I, though, is that I kill and you do not. You know, I've been wondering... What? Why do you like killing so much? Seeing your perception of me is slightly inaccurate. It's not that the act of killing I enjoy, but the look of dread and despair on a man's face as his life is ripped away. Is there a difference? In your mind, perhaps not. Kinda like to know what it's like in your mind, then. I told you my story. Maybe you could tell me more about you, Barnier. Are they gonna humanize Barnier? Is it happening? Not that I blame you if you don't want to tell a prostitute like me. You're not a prostitute anymore. I'm not? Then, what am I? You're my property. Look, girls don't like it when you say that. Like, that's not a cool one-liner. Don't smile to yourself. That's not... No. Oh, that sounds super nice. Gerard, do not approve of that. So to answer your question, it's not always the man I am today. I had several brothers, though I was the eldest. As such, as the first in line of succession, there should have been no question as to who was the rightful heir to the house. My father, the previous lord, wanted my brothers to succeed him instead. Without any reason to pass over me, though, he would have faced significant opposition and put the family's reputation and legitimacy at risk. I was neither infirm nor mentally challenged, rather extremely talented, which gave my father no leverage to deny me the throne. The one thing I lacked was sycophatry. Google, how do I say that one? Google. No.
Sycophantic.
Sycophantry. Well, no, I want sycophantry. Like, it just auto spelled it out. Like, yeah, Google doesn't know that one. Close enough. You get it. Gave you enough time to read that. Seeing people try to butter each other up made me physically sick. It seemed to me the last kind of behavior royalty should be engaging in. Believe that merely possessing leadership ability should be sufficient for ruling effectively. But in this world, only those who can win others' favor make it anywhere. Only those who can make themselves look good in their peers like fools. Those who can claim others' achievements as their own, who can appear to have more power than they actually do. My father and brothers forsook me, making an attempt on my life. Because they could not legitimately remove me as their rightful heir, they could only kill me if they wanted their way. I was fortunate enough to survive the attempt, but I still carry the scar to this day. Does he have a scar? I mean the big one on your back? That's right. You're surprisingly observant. I was in danger of not just losing the lordship, but my life. I was left with three choices. To let them kill me, To flee and live in poverty? Or to kill them first? I was born to rule, though, so in reality, I only ever had one choice. I murdered my father and all my brothers, leaving me as the only one in the line of succession. But becoming the Lord did not immediately win me everyone's favor. Distant relatives crawled out of the woodwork to claim my throne as rightfully theirs. People demanded I satisfy their every whim fancy. Even my attendants tried to push their own agendas. The whole affair quickly grew tiring. Dozens were clamoring for a say in matters I could easily handle myself. So I silenced them. Before long, the prodding voices had become corpses. It was somewhere around that time that I found myself intrigued by fear. Fear is a wonderful thing, incredibly effective silencer that spreads like a plague. Sufficient application would preemptively stop everyone from interfering. Fear strips man of all of his will. When it becomes apparent to me that one did not have to be a great leader to rule effectively, all the time I'd spent in my younger days working to prove myself felt like an incredible waste. Fear became the centerpiece of my rule, and as I continued to employ it, began to derive great pleasure from the despair it installed in others. Men trembled at the sight of me. They bowed their heads and abandoned their dignity. They begged me to spare their lives. What an exquisite sight it was, every single time. Enrapturing. You were born into your madness, Jiron, but I was molded into mine. Huh, that's neat. But Lord Barnier, wouldn't that make me a bad match for you? I'm not scared of you at all. Man is a curious beast, you see. Once everyone feared me, I then came to seek those who did not. You sure are hard to please. Ha, make him sound like I'm merely a picky child. I suppose there's little difference in your eyes. Past an hour. Wonder if I should have taken the gamble or not. There are a number of others among the nobles who had, like me, strayed from the path. Hardly a surprise, given what life as a noble is like. So I started throwing banquets, inviting those who would be interested. Those parties were to serve two purposes. First, obviously, being for my own amusement. Second, to find those with similar tastes and bring them into my circle. Found little success with the latter, however, despite my rather zealous attempts at recruitment, so I no longer waste the effort. You weren't able to make friends then? No, there was not. The other nobles had no interest in getting their hands dirty. They only wanted to watch, getting their titillation from a safe distance. Not a single one shared the same madness as me. Jiron. I? You're far better than any of them. What? Thanks, Ugu? What are you squirming about? That nothing bothered you. I am capable of getting flustered, thank you. Tee-hee-hee. There is something deeply wrong with you. You're the one who decided to throw that curveball, Lord Barnier. Enough with the formalities already. You're not a whore anymore. You're allowed to use my name. Huh? That is your name, though. You don't know your own lord's full name, do you, Jiron? What? Yeah. Answer the question, girl. I'm sorry. Allow me to help. I only say this once, so don't forget it. My name is Jean-Francois Barnier, firstborn son and rightful heir of the Barnier family. Got it memorized. It's a really long name, though. Think I'll call you Franny. That rolls off the tongue nicer. I assume we can take that cryptic Checkles and okay? Only if you wish to be hanged. Call me Francois. I really hope I'm saying that right. Oh, still going! Jiron. Get up, Jiron. A what? Swear you spend every moment you're not otherwise occupied sleeping. Yeah, I love sleeping. Zzz. So get up, you feeble-minded Nimrod. Ow! You don't have to hit me, yeesh. There are nicer ways to wake a girl up, you know. Be grateful I'll only hit you hard enough to wake you. Swear, the church may have to redefine sloth if they ever meet you. This bed's so comfy, though. You don't realize the blood of dozens of women are seeped into every fiber? Yeah, I mean, you should wash it. Like, that'd be... It's probably dirty, like... Unless you, like... You wash them, like, let's say you wash them once a week. You know, every day you invite, hey! You want to die in my bed? Yeah! And that's what he does. I guess that makes sense. Comfy's still comfy, though. Huh, that wouldn't bother you, would it? So what's up, Francois? You need something for me? Yes, I have a favor to ask of you. What? A favor? Of me? What is it? I'll do anything. Not even hearing what it is? It doesn't matter what it is. You say the word and I'll do it, Francois. What if I asked you to take your own knife right here? Just give me the knife. Should honestly be more used to this by now. Why wouldn't I do anything for you, Francois? I love you. No one's ever cared for me like you before. No one's ever wanted me as much as you. You're happy with me as I am, despite me missing all the important pieces. Again, you really shouldn't be surprised. Fear not, though. I won't be asking you to die today. How much harder is it going to be then? Hope you don't want me to kill anyone. Wouldn't be my first time. I'm not sure I could pull it off properly. At the bottom of my list of prospective assassins. Doubt you could successfully smother a baby. Although, you could probably cause a great deal of death, I imagine. Huh? I'd like to make you into a mole. So you want me to dig holes? In a sense. There's been a word of unrest building in the city of late. Money and resources gathered below the table. Murmurings of resistance being organized. So a bunch of baddies. Precisely. I want you to go down to the city and try to find as many baddies as you can, and report back to me. Can you do that? Aye, I can try. Excellent. Whorehouse would be the best place for you to start gathering information, I think. All I need you to do is deliver reports. Anything more involved would probably cause that empty-headed roars to burst. Aye, aye! Usually nice if I go into the city. I won't be able to see you as often, Francois. Does that displease you? A whole lot. But this is what being sad feels like. You're twisted in mind, perhaps so. How about this? I'll have a servant act as a regular client of yours. You'll pretend to be a well-off merchant. Regular intervals, he'll patronize the brothel, requesting your services and bringing you back to his residence. He'll pay well enough that they won't mind if you're gone for a few days, during which time you can come back to the Manor and see me. How does that sound? Whee! I love it! Next, we're going to discuss how you present yourself. Though you're free to be yourself in my presence, you'll need to put on a suitable act down in the city. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, now I'm getting butterflies. Spent years doing precisely that before you came here. I didn't have you counting on me to do a good job of it back then, Francois. Let me know if you're a piece of advice then. What? I'm all ears. Freely tell others about the misfortunes of your upbringing. I don't think I had a bad childhood, though. You may not, but others will. Your parents, murdered as you watched, taken captive by the men who did it. Tell people your story. Don't act overly dejected. Huh? Why not? Won't people think there's something wrong if I'm not sad? People will think it's more unusual if you get too dramatic because it's so far out of line with your regular disposition. Good acting is subtle, not overdone. Oh. People will feel great pity for you when they hear your past. You see, this guy gets it. Like, it also applies to, like, voice acting. Like, when I read out characters' voices. Instead of going like, oh, I'm Jayon. I go, oh, I'm Jayon in a light voice. It's subtle, not overdone. See? It's the perfect way to do it. When they see your exuberance as a sign you fought and found the strength of will to move past your ill fortune. I don't know. Is that like something people like? Like people who like do the full-on voices when reading visual novels? Or just reading in like plain voice or what? I don't know. They will be impressed, taken with you. So you need to exaggerate your performance. Just give it a little bit of flavor. As long as you don't tell anyone those emotions are beyond your grasp, no one will have any reason to suspect otherwise. Huh. Neato. Feeling a whole lot better about this now. Expect you won't disappoint me. Aye, boss. So, Francois? What is it? What would you do if, hypothetically speaking, if, when I go down to the city, I learn what sadness and fear feel like? I'd kill you, because I no longer have any interest in you. Awesome. I'm just kind of glad he didn't say you'd kick me out. Every girl dreams of being killed by the man she loves. No, they do not. You want me to kill you? If it comes down to it, I guess. Don't really. I'd rather be with you forever. She had the blushing face. There's more? Into the rooms, Jiron, now! Oh, this is the... Ow! You're gonna yank my arm off. Wouldn't have to if you wouldn't move. Blah. Listen very carefully. Stay in this room until everything is blown over. Do not open the door for anyone. But is this what I think it is? You're only to leave this room if I tell you it's safe, or the manor goes completely silent. If someone breaks down the door, tell them you're being held captive by the Lord. My predilections? What? Is that a word? Are well known among the people. No one will suspect you're lying. I must go now. They humanized him! They've done it! Farewell, Jiron. You rather enjoyed our time together. Wait, don't go. Got an idea, Francois. We can escape through the window there. Tie the sheets up into a rope and climb out. And we can go somewhere far away where nobody will find us. We'll not have that liberty. Why not? Because I'm the lord of this land. I was born to be the lord. I murdered my own family to keep my claim to this title. I will not abandon it until my final breath. I was a fool and a tyrant, neither a great leader nor a great man, but I still bear the responsibility of my role. Fleeing is not an option. I never thought you were a tyrant. The rest of my lordship would disagree with you. You used fear as a weapon of control, murdering slaves for fun and prioritizing my own desires over the needs and lives of my people. Do you have a better word for what I am? Whereas you grasp the difference between good and evil, or lack the requisite emotions to give those concepts meaning. I knowingly chose to stray from the path of righteousness. Didn't you say you could run things just fine with fear? That is very effective? Indeed. You can run things exceedingly well with fear. Though I never said you could do so forever. I first saw signs the people were turning against me 3 years ago. While I did what I could to crush the seeds of revolt before they grew, it seemed I missed a few. If you knew this was coming, couldn't you have stopped it? Traveled so far down the wicked path, it'd be nigh impossible for me to find my way back into the light. Which means all I could do is continue on and see what awaited me at the end. Could never play the benevolent ruler, though. Those people are inscrutable to me. They all appear to be either ravenous beasts or feeble-minded swine. Were I able to have any love for my own people, perhaps things could have turned out differently. Can't stay in here and wait, Francois. I want to be with... You'll do as I say, girl. Yeah. What's gotten into you, Jiron? Death is supposed to be meaningless to you. You do not experience sorrow over loss. But should I not come back? Go on smiling. Do not think I'll simply let them walk in and kill me. I have dozens of skilled guards, and I can handle a sword myself as well. Look, we have a Gradian. You can't take us. Far better than any mere peasant. They're getting closer. Now remember, you're not to leave this room. Understood? You're my property. Property does not defy the will of its master. What if I do come out? Jiron? You will not be of any help to me out there. Should you obstruct me in any way, I'll not hesitate to kill you. You should have said I'll not hesitate to kick you out. You do not have a choice. Is that clear? Francois? What? Time is running short. I love you. I'll always place myself, Lord Jean-Francois Barnier, above anything else in the world. And you second. It's still not a cool one-liner. Like, this is not how you get a girl to like you. Wait, second? It's kind of super crazy. Wow, isn't it? Whoa. I'm shaking a bit here. I haven't felt this way before. Is this what being scared feels like? Huh. It's a lot worse than I imagined. It hurts real bad. Like someone's sitting on my chest. I can hardly even breathe right now. But it's kind of really wonderful. No, I can't do this. I can't be away from him. Is that the end of it? It's so good! Part 2, what's past is prologue. Wherefore shall the heathen say, where is now their God? But our God is in the heavens. He hath done whatsoever he hath pleased. Their idols are silver and gold, the work of men's hands. They have mouths, but they speak not. Eyes have they, but they see not. They have ears, but they hear not. Noses have they, but they smell not. They have hands, but they handle not. They that make them are like unto them. So is everyone that trusteth in them. Psalm, how do you say that? Psalms 115, 2 through 8. Woo. And this guy, he had a sprite. He showed up for half a second. It's a really big nose. Look at that nose. It's like they put a CG nose on top of his face. Okay. Made it to part 2, and that whole section was amazing. Like, wow. I underestimated you, Fata Morgana. I thought, oh, it's just a spin-off that they made to get more money. Ha ha ha. Like, that's not what I thought about, but I'm exaggerating. Hyperbole, but... And then they threw this curveball at me. I was like, oh, Jiran, she's just a stupid character that doesn't matter and she's poorly written. Nope. Like, it's still... I can't... Like... I don't know what it is. Like... I guess media always like to show, like, extreme cases of, like, mentally disabled people. I guess? Like, I would have liked to see, like, a more realistic portrayal of, like, a psychopath. I guess, well, is that what you'd call Jiran? Like, what's the definition of a psychopath? Like, someone who can't feel, like, feels emotions different. Like, it's something like that, isn't it? So, I think she fits the definition. Psychopath. Meaning, person suffering from chronic mental disorder with abnormal or violent social behavior. It's abnormal. So, yeah, she's a psychopath. Probably, maybe not in the way it's normally used, but... Oh, hey, look, we can read this. They have hands, but handle not. Feet have they, but they walk not. Now they speak through their throat. Okay. I think those were the only 2 lines we missed. I said, I saw hath, so I said myths. Okay. Yeah, this got me over, like, I liked it. I still would have liked it a lot more if it was, like, a more normal portrayal of it, I guess. Like, surely there's been someone in the, well, by situation, I mean, like, someone who can't feel negative emotions before. Like, maybe there's even a name for it, and it's not regularly occurring, but it's a thing that happens occasionally. But still, like, you know? Do you guys get what I'm getting across? Hopefully. Anyway, I forget more about that enough. I'm gonna call it there. Like, what if, like, my power just goes out and I lose this hour and 16 minutes of recording? That would suck. So I'm gonna call it there. Thanks for watching, everyone. This has been The House in Fata Morgana, a Requiem for Innocence. See you guys next time. Bye.